Hey, dealing with Esau, man. Yeah, that's my Facebook that y'all see. But you don't see my face on there. But I share information. Uh, so dealing with this information, one I want to go to the root of it. Where did we learn about Esau? From the same false prophets that told us the world was ending. Who gave them that ideology? Who gave them that doctrine? Who gave them that information? You don't know. I don't know. But I bet you any money it come from the elites, the ones that controls the country, the ones that understood we were weak, the ones that understood how we think, how we move. And you have these brothers that are leading these camps that do no deep research about what they teach, what they push, what is truth and what is not truth. That's what you get. You're not getting nobody to go and research, because I can say a word, complexion. You wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Some people would, but the majority of the people would not know that it's talking about a skin complexion. Where do you find this information to prove what you're pushing, you're teaching? You got to go to books and be able to prove these things. You can't just come up and tell me Genesis 25 is more than one witness. What do the hair represent? What do Harry represent? What do red represents? When you look in your Zonderville Compact Bible Dictionary, red represents ready. But you won't have these guys go and teach this. You know why? Because it goes against everything that they're teaching. So once the people find out that they've been following lies, they're gonna be a mass exodus out of those churches. And what is a sellout? Someone that seek out the true information and wanna enlighten his people. Really, when you are speaking of a sellout, you're speaking of yourself for being a traitor to the Messiah. You the sellout, you the Antichrist, because you believe in something that you can't prove. And the scriptures say my peoples are going to be destroyed for a lack of knowledge, and they're going to reject knowledge. And with this hatred that I see out on these corners and amongst peoples, where do that starts at? It started with this society. Like, you got white, right? So white, when was this term brung in to divide? People can't answer. You know why? Because they thinking white was all the way back to the Greeks. No, it wasn't. That term wasn't used. Racism wasn't used. It's not racism, man. It's basically what I call classism, where it's about class. Because a lot of people don't know that the so-called white man, the so-called black Europeans that control everything, was called white first after 1581. But I can prove what I'm saying. These Israelites, they can't prove anything. When did the term for white folks classification? Do you even know that certain regions of Africa come over here that's dark skinned, they're classified as white? Certain black peoples, they're classified as white. Nobody's white, nobody's black. These are what you call elementary terms. And when you just really think about it, and you just start using your mind to how they have brainwashed us into thinking one way. It's like you're locked in and you can't unlock yourself because you don't want to study. You don't want to go. The Bible says, study thyself to be approved. Why should I just take what a man say and run with it? Why? Why should I take what your elders say and run with it? Do you know how many people your elder have destroyed? But that's not important. What's important is we follow a man. No, it say God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. I don't think that y'all read y'all Bibles, because you still can't prove to me. See, you don't even know who the so-called white race is. You don't know where they descend from. You know, some people, they Jephite from Jephite. You know, come on, man. Some of you black people might be Japhites. Some of you might be Edomites. Some of you might be Ammon and Moab. Your spirit is going to bear witness who you are, man. You know, and this is one of the biggest issues. Well, what I see is people do not like to do no research. And if you do the researching and you go in and you go through the history books and you study, they hate you for that. Why do you think they hated Christ? These are the same people when Christ was on the scene. You know, we'll deal with that second coming back, man, because we know that that's already happened. But you can't tell these peoples anything, man. They just like the Christianity church. They locked in. You can't be locked into something, man. You got to be open-minded to examine everything, because just like the snake, he crawls on his belly, the surface. Everything that you know come from the surface, man. It come from wicked men. And I tell you the truth, but you know, I hate to tell you, you know, I have fun, man. I'm, you know, going back and forth, and big ups to the brothers that humbled themselves, man, and asked for clarification and information. But you hard-headed ones, it's gonna take a while, man. I'm gonna have to keep throwing that bait out there for you, because one thing we gonna learn, we're gonna have to get this truth and get together, man. You know, see, you ain't gonna find no argument about food. They don't mind buying their children that Walmart food, man. You know, I want to challenge your elders on getting their ass out in the garden and working for the people. You know, now they got a crown on their head. Crown, that is not what the Bible is talking about, man. If your elder get out in that garden, he earns honor. He don't need a crown, man. What he need a crown for? He ain't a king. But see, that's the problem with our people, man. You know, they so... These peoples that you see in Christianity, Israelites, Islam, whatever they in, they so locked into lies, man, that they can't really just, when someone say the truth to them, they rather argue you down and fight you and study just examining. Cause if somebody say something to me, I might go and examine it. You can't tell me the same thing I come from. You can't tell me I'm black. You can't tell me that person white and then expect for me to believe it again. See, once you understand, you have to break down Genesis 25 and 25. It's a parable allegory. It's not what you read and Harry all over like a, get the, man, come on, man. That really show you that a lot of the Israelites, they're having battle with, man, finding themselves spiritually. They figure like they can listen to a man 100% and that man gonna tell them the truth. He's not. We have had this over and over and over. You know, one thing about me, man, I don't hate nobody. From Nathaniel to all the rest of them. It doesn't bother me. Johanna, you know, I'm not calling him no general because shit, you know, I don't think that a man can call himself a number 2 man where there's no documentation and there's no clarification into the stating it. And so when you hollering about a man, that let me know there's something wrong with you. So, you know, just putting it out here. You know, nobody want to hear the truth. Everybody want to be mixed with lies. You know, just like these ships that everybody talking about. They running around here talking about ships. We're going to be beamed up or something when the nuclear missiles. That ain't nothing but a mixture of the rapture. Understand these things. And the chip is only in your hand, but they say in your forehead. So why they don't push that doctrine? You know why? Because they can't prove it. Because there is not a mass outgoing setup of chip centers You would have to have these things in play already. You know, where you gonna go get your chip and what, how did all that information go? How many megabytes can be implemented on a chip? You know, you got the mass rape doctrine, you know, raping little children. You don't have a doctrine about putting a garden together, buying land. You know, and you can't do this with everybody, man, because some of these people be in it, get mad, get in their feelings. One thing about a man, he can't have emotions like that. He can't base his thinking off of his emotion. So when I ask y'all questions and you can't answer them, you come back with emotions. And that's the trait of an effeminate man. You know, a person that can answer you, just like a brother was asking me something about the Romans. They was black peoples, black Edomites. But, you know, I asked him to prove that. He said, so-called dude, white man. Prove it. Don't give me what you have been passed down. Go find a book and pull it out and prove it to me. Just like the image of George Washington. Somebody give me a book and prove to me that they say George Washington was a white man. Don't give me these up-to-date books, man, because they all been redacted. You know, a lot of brothers don't know about the wars. These wars that they went on over there was to go over there and destroy libraries. It wasn't to go over there and liberate nobody. They wanted to redact the information. You'll find out about the Rockefellers. But a lot of people don't know the real Rockefellers are dark-skinned people. Because guess what? They don't do no research. They'll post that same picture that they see everybody else posting and run with it. What we have a bunch of peoples that have no knowledge, that are very ignorant to research and you know why? You know one thing, I'm gonna tell you this. You know why they call you lazy? It ain't because our parents worked, man. Our parents worked and was able to provide food on the table. They call you lazy because your ass don't want to go read and study nothing. That's why they call you lazy. That's why they call you lazy. We're not talking about how to plant a garden and plant our fruit trees and how to make these fruit trees withstand the elements of the chemtrails that are coming down. We're not talking about that, man. We want to argue about black and white. You know, that's the ignorance. We got to get out of our head, man. We're going to have to put down our weak swords and start picking up books and coming together and learning how to be one in the spirit. This is the big problem. You try and help folks, and you guess what, folks? They don't want to be helped, man. I'm gonna tell you something. Some of you got that posse, man, with the Bible say, you know, where you're drooling and stuff. A lot of Israelites and a lot of peoples in the world, Christianity, still on this short bus, because that short bus represents you really don't have the capacity to think for yourself. They just put you on a bigger bus to make you feel better. That's all it is, and it's just an illusion to make you think you're smart. They give, and you know what? And one thing about people, they got a lot of fear of failure. See, because the system ain't gonna, everybody can't win. In the Messiah kingdom, everybody gets the victory. See, that's the difference. See, in football and all these other things, you only give a certain amount of people a trophy. And you got these people, man, still in the Israelites, still fans, worship of sports. That's all you are. So when I'm sitting here spitting, I'm spitting truth. You know, this is what they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear about truth. They want to be locked in these lies, man. To hell with your lies. You can go down with your lies. Nobody want to hear them lies anymore. Just like I can prove to you, George Washington, he was a ruddy-skinned man. But they don't want to hear that. They want to believe what's on that dollar bill. What's on them dollar bills is nothing but black men's. Edomites. You right? And that's the problem with our people, man. We want to believe that somebody, and who gave us this doctrine, man? They did. Because they knew you was cuckoo for Cocoa Puff, and you'll believe any damn thing that another man say. It's just like people believe in UFOs, IDEs, you know, and they push these lies, man. And why did they not have a ship come through, man, when we needed a ship back in the day? Why our forefathers? Why there's no written histories of the Israelites? Why Moses and them didn't have ships coming in? It's nothing new under the sun. That'll be totally new under the sun, wouldn't it? But you know, this thing that's going on, man, is just gonna continue and continue and continue until y'all really start stepping up and reading and getting the information. The Lord has blessed me to go do these things from a child, from my youth. And you know, the Lord say he knew you from your youth. See, the Lord knows some of you ain't gonna do shit because that's who you are. You get locked in this world, man. You gotta unlock yourself. You gotta free yourself, man. I just did a letter on that, how you free yourself. You have to fight, man. It's a war. You have to free yourself, man, because everything in this world is to keep you in bondage. If it's from a female, male, a car, a house, or a friend, a family, or a foe, you have to free yourself from these things. You have to open your mind and stand 10 toes down. I keep telling, bro, please listen to what Paul say. Be ye followers of me, even as I am of Christ. I'm a follower of Christ. Do these things, man. Go do your research and stop. Put a break on your lies right quick. Just say, hey, man, I'm just gonna say, hey, I don't know. Could you tell me how to research and figure these things out? Bam, here it is. I put it on there on one dude, man. All the books in the colleges, man, where you don't see a title on, there were the books, that's where the information is. You'll find out Christopher Columbus and Isabel and them was black people, man. They was black Edomites. You know, you can't say for 100 because, you know, where are the Jephthonites at? You know, where they at? You know, since these Israelites got all this history, where they at? They right here with us. You know, a lot of people don't know the Chinese and the Japanese, man, and the Asian people was already over here. They was dark-skinned peoples. The Mormons was dark. Joseph Smith was a black, a so-called ruddy man. Ellen White was a ruddy woman. But they told you they were white, and you believed it lie with an image. That lets you know how less you think of yourself, to believe lies. You know, the school system was set up to uneducate you. It wasn't never to educate you. That's why it was set up. You don't even know when the school system started. You don't even know when the birth certificate started. You don't know when your Social Security started. You don't know anything, but you know all these things about a color. Even the Africans will tell you in Africa there was no slave ship. They never heard of it. But you know all about it. You know the good ship Jesus. You know how long it was, how many feet, the depths of it, how many kitchens it had, how many restrooms it had in it. Don't know a damn thing. And this is what you're getting. So what you're going to get from me is more fire, more fire, more fire. And I enjoyed myself this week, man, but I got other things to do. You know, I can't keep just going back and forth, man. And, you know, I give y'all brothers the victory, man, on not knowing shit. You know, and this is what's wrong with us, man. We don't want to listen. That's why your ass going to stay on the bottom, man. A lot of you ain't really thinking about how you going to feed yourself, man. They already talking about the eggs got salmonella in it. Eggs are already damn near $10 a carton in some states, man. How you gonna handle that? How you gonna handle that, man? That oppression. How you gonna feed yourself when you don't even know how to go skin a deer or a lamb? You know, everybody on here worried about knowing something and don't know a damn thing, man. Don't know how to go get land. Don't know how to rebuild houses. Don't know how to do anything. But all they know how to do is jump on people that's smarter than them. That's all it is. Sorry to be the one to tell you the good news. The bad news is you need to change your thinking process. They program you to be like you are. They program you to have hatred in it. They program you to be slothful in the mind. They program you. But all you got to do is start unprogramming yourself. Come together. You know, these things what we do, man, I discuss these things with you, how to get land in your city. You know, how to cultivate the land, man. We got brothers that know how to do this, how to skin a lamb. We on top of these things, man. How to become an owner. You really never own because of the corporation, man. This is a corporation, and every city is a corporation. That's why I say establish in a certain year. That corporation or that city was established in a certain times. You'll see it. A lot of the cities in Texas wasn't established until after the 1800s, 1865. believe that they was fighting over a war for freeing black people, man. You know, they get caught up in the Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. Where we at Blackwash, man, it was many black cities, man. You know, they give you throw you a crumb and niggas go crazy. Not researching, man, how many black cities are under these what you call it, these underwater around here, under these lakes. Not even thinking about that, huh? See, they don't think about nothing like that. Not knowing Rosewoods was a false narrative. Not knowing that Emmett Till, you know, that didn't happen. I was in Mississippi when I was a young. We never heard about no Mississippi burning, man. We never heard about no Emmett Till to television, just like most people don't know about slavery until Roots. But they will argue you down. They know, they got it. Stay away from them people, man. Let me see how I'm getting out of here. But understand these things. You know, we haven't been taught anything. All we've been taught is how to tear each other down, destroy each other, hate each other, not never have love for each other, and never have the respect for each other to get out and go do the work that a lot of people hate. So, I'm just here to tell you how it is, man. It ain't personal. And don't take it as an offense, man. I'm not here to do that. But let me get out of here.